Now we will look what may be happen if DNA damages that occurs during G2 phase of the cell cycle. So likewise in the case of G1 phase of the cell cycle, these DNA damages that causes the recruitment of the MRC11, RAD50, NB51 proteins over here in the DNA damaged sites. Then they join together to form mRNA complex. That mRNA complex that recruits ATM dimers. Those dimers gets autophosphorylated and forms monomers. Then that ATM monomer binds to NB51. That ATM that phosphorylates another protein, that is histone H2A. Uh, I have already told you that this histone 2A, H2A subunit of the histone complex. So the histone will get disassociates from here. Normally you may know that DNA may be in the form of the secondary structure, or maybe condensed form. This may be because of the presence of the histones. So these histones gets disassociates from these locations, from these DNA damaged areas. So what happens is that the secondary structure get disassociated. Then these damages gets revealed now. Here in the case of G1 phase of the cell cycle, another protein that gets recruited over here is the CHK2. But now we are talking about the G2 phase of the cell cycle. So from this point to this point, all of them are similar in the case of the G2 phase as well. But instead of recruiting the CHK2, here in the case of G2 phase of the cell cycle, it is CHK1, not CHK2. So that CHK1 phosphorylates another protein, that is CDC25. You might have remembered it. See this CDC25. This is the thing. In the case of G2 uh, to M phase cell cycle drive, the mitotic cyclins that activate CDC2. That CDC2 drives the cell cycle from G2 to M phase of the cell cycle. But the thing is that this CDC25 is normally regulated. This is regulated by means of a protein that is known as V1 that adds an inhibitory phosphates into the CDC2. So this CDC2 gets inactivated. So the cell cycle that gets stuck over here in the G2 phase of the cell cycle. Uh, the importance of CDC25 is that CDC25 that removes the inhibitory phosphate from CDC2. So the CDC2 that will get reactivated, that means it will get activated. Now the mitotic cyclins that can activate the CDC2 and the cell cycle that can drive from G2 to M phase of the cell cycle. The importance of CDC25 here is that removes the phosphorylation of the CDC2. So the CDC2 will get activated. But here what happen is that CHK1 that phosphorylates CDC25, this CDC25, then the CDC25 that now can interact with the another protein that is an adapter, that may be also known as RAD24. Then that adapter that recruits the CDC25 from the nucleoplasm into the cytoplasm. So the CDC25 that may not be available in the nucleoplasm. Normally these things are happening in the nucleoplasm, so the availability of CDC25 should be in the nucleoplasm. Uh, the adapter that recruits the CDC25 from the nucleoplasm into the cytoplasm. CDC25 that may not be available in the nucleoplasm, so the inhibitory phosphorylation of the CDC25 that cannot be get removed. So the inactivated CDC2 that may be remained as inactive one not gets activated. So the cell cycle that stopped or stuck at G2 phase this cell cycle. So once again, DNA damages during G2 phase of cell cycle that recruits mRNA complex, that recruits ATM dimer. Autophosphorylation happens over here. Then monomers of the ATM binds with NB51 of the mRNA complex. Then this ATM along with the mRNA complex that phosphorylates H2A. Then these histones get disassembles from here. Then this DNA damages gets revealed. Then instead of CHK2, here it is CHK1 gets assembles over here. Then that CHK1 that phosphorylates CDC25. Then the phosphorylated form of the CDC25 that now can interact with the adapter or RAT24 protein. Then the CDC25 get recruited from the nucleoplasm into the cytoplasm. So the CDC25 now it may not be available in the nucleoplasm for its normal functions. So the cell cycle that's stuck in the G2. So the repair enzymes will get ample time to repair the DNA damages in the G2 phase of the cell cycle. See here, this ATM is quite important. So what is ATM? ATM is a protein that's having kinases activity. It's a part of a multi-subunit complex that recognizes DNA lesions, including double-stranded breaks that we have already studied. And the DNA lesions can be recognized by these complexes, and this ATM dimer that's also a part of it. So they recognizes the DNA lesions and then activates downstream proteins. It's having a size of around 350 kilodalton, and it belongs to PI3K. PI3K means phosphoinositol 3 kinase. This is an important molecule in a different signaling pathway that we will study it later. And this ATM that sometimes includes other proteins in the same family. That is ATR. ATR means ATM along with the RAD3. So these proteins, the RAD3 proteins are related proteins. So they join together form ATR proteins. Hmm. The ATM that may be having 5 domains. The first domain is FAT-C domain. Uh, uh, it may be at a FAT-C terminal. See this FAT-C domain that interact with the ATM kinase the D. So this FAT-C that stabilizes the C-terminal region of the ATM. And another domain is the C-terminal heat repeated domain. And the third domain is the FRAP ATM trap domain. And fourth domain is the K domain. So these are the domains of ATM. The defects of the ATM gene or mutations of this ATM gene that may lead a kind of a disease or defect that is known as ataxia telangiectasia. So these are developed in the individuals those having defective alleles of ATM gene. That means if both alleles of the ATM genes are mutated, then they may develop this ataxia telangiectasia. So what is ataxia telangiectasia? This is a kind of inherited recessive disorder. Recessive means if both alleles of the ATM genes get damaged, then only these conditions that may get developed. These individuals having high risk for certain types of the cancer and DNA damage in drugs or other agents. You know why? Because there is no ATM genes over here to recognize the DNA lesions, and so DNA damaging chemicals or other agents that can causes DNA damages that may not be recognized over here by the ATM. So the downstream proteins cannot get activated. So the p53 cannot get phosphorylated. So it normally undergoes a degradation because this not get phosphorylated. So the non-phosphorylated form of the p53 gets degraded drastically. Then that cannot activate this p21 protein. So this p53 that cannot activate the p21 inhibit the CDK. So the cell cycle cannot get stopped at G1 phase of the cell cycle or G2 phase of the cell cycle. So those individuals are susceptible to some sorts of cancers.